Okay, a quick run through of our custom dual battery setup today for the Isuzu MUX. You might have seen a video that we've done similar to this for the Holden Colorado. They're very similar vehicles, but we've done the same sort of thing on the MUX. So in these vehicles, there is provision for a dual battery system there, and some people do make brackets for it. You are limited to a small battery in that compartment. The other downside is it does cover all the fuel lines. So it's a lot of problems for servicing, basically, to access parts. So what we've come up with as a solution is utilizing the back of the vehicle. So we come around the back. So you look in there, it's a 7-seater vehicle, and you can't really tell there's a dual battery system in there. But what we've done is we've utilized this storage compartment right here. So I'll just lift up this lid, expose our custom dual battery system. So that's it there. We've got a FULLRIVER 100 amp hour AGM battery laying on its side there, which you can do with an AGM battery. We can lay it sideways, which is great with the slimline series because it leaves so many opportunities to put it in places that you couldn't normally get a battery. So we've got that one laying on its side, very snug fit in there. We've taken out a cut, a bit hard to see because it is quite flush, but we have actually cut the plastic, the whole size of the battery, so that it actually sits inside. It sits lower than the base of this little storage tray. So I guess you can say it's recessed down in there, and that allows the lid to close. If we just had the battery sitting in there, the lid wouldn't close. So by doing that, taking the cut out, letting it sit lower on the carpet, we can shut this lid. Now there is a bit of modification in that. It's not the easiest thing to do. Bit of modification on metal brackets under there to let the battery sit as low as we can get it, but definitely worth the while getting a battery in this storage compartment that's otherwise barely used, and we can still use it with storage. We've got a little section at the side here. You can put stuff around the Redarc, they're pretty durable. So just running through the system, we've got the fuse holder there, same as the one up the front. Now that's protecting the output of the charger to the battery. We've got a 40 amp fuse in there, 40 amp fuse under the engine bay as well, protecting the input to the charger. And then we run our accessory harness out the side here along the carpet's edge. And then this is where we come up with our accessory sockets. So it's got a voltmeter there telling the rate of charge. Got a fridge socket or an accessory socket. It's got 2 USB sockets in there. Those 3 are all wired to the auxiliary battery. And this is the solar input. So the Redarc bcdc1225d is a 25 amp charger and also a 25 amp solar controller. So while he's camping, he can plug solar straight into this port, a solar blanket or a solar panel, and this becomes the regulator, regulating the power coming from the solar into the battery. And it's also the regulator or the DC charger while he's driving along at 25 amps as well if the battery requires it. This is a 3-stage battery charger. And then if we put this lid back on, very discreet dual battery system, can't tell it's in there. So that's the solution that we've come up for an in-vehicle dual battery system on the Isuzu MUX, and exactly the same for the Holden Colorado or Colorado 7.